Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for the first non-JoJo's manga reading on my channel. It is still morning, which is crazy, and I've got my second pot of tea brewed up. I've got a cup of the last pot, and this will hopefully brew up and cool off by the time I'm done with this one. This one's like basic green. That one is a mix of two oolongs that just arrived this morning, so I wanted to brew them up and see what they taste like. One of them is a Jinjuan milk oolong, and the other is a ginseng oolong, and I'm excited to sip on that as we jump into our thing for the day. So our thing for the day is the thing that won the manga reading poll, and it is, of course, Goodnight Punpun, or Oyasumi Punpun. This is a manga by Inio Asano. It is well known in many circles, I think. Most people have at least heard of it, if not read it, and well read in many circles. And those who have read it regard it rather highly. They think of it as a pretty good piece of manga, and so I'm excited to get into it. There are also indications that this piece of manga might be depressing or hard to get through, or difficult, or tough, or sad, or maybe too relatable, things like that, and that excites me to no end. But I'll put it here as a warning. If you struggle with getting through works that have depressing aspects to them, or you feel like this might cause you anxiety or pain in some way, don't watch. You don't have to read along. There's infinite content out in the world. There is tons of stuff for you to read and watch and experience, and it doesn't have to be this specific thing. And it doesn't have to be this specific thing just because I'm going through it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You can go watch or read or listen to or experience something that pleases you and makes you happy. I'm okay with getting a little sad here. I'm okay with experiencing something with some depth to it. And absolutely no shame on anybody who doesn't want to, but I love the experience of seeing difficult topics through someone else's perspective, through the perspective of another artist, and the worlds and characters and the internal worlds of those characters that artist and creator creates. And I'm excited because I think that's what we're in for here for Asano Inio's Goodnight Punpun. I've read one manga by Inio Asano. I don't think I completed it, and it was a while ago. I read Dead Dead Demons, Dead Destruction. I liked it. I thought it was very fun. I was struck, and these are just the only things that I can remember about it. There was an interesting element of contrast in that, like, this event happens and everything should change, but then nothing changes. This sort of melancholy or malaise that sort of shadowed over the entire manga, where it felt like the fate of the world was in someone else's hands and that we didn't fully understand who that person was, but our characters had to just keep going on and like going to school and stuff, and it was just normal, except that it was anything but normal. Weird manga. Cool manga. The second thing that I was struck by was the variety of faces that Asano drew, especially amongst like the children. Variety of faces and expressions, and a really unique and really quality ability to create characters that you can just look at them and at least think that you understand who they are. You might be wrong, but at least looking at them, they indicate something. There's something evoked by the character expressions and faces and stuff. And I'm excited to see how that works in this manga, which, as far as I know, is far more character focused. So I'm excited to see some interesting faces and some interesting characters. And we're beginning at the beginning here, and I don't really know much. I'm going into this essentially blind. I've told you now everything that I know about Goodnight Punpun. I do know there's a bird person, or multiple bird people, maybe all of a family that's bird people, something like that. There are people who are not people, and I'm going to tentatively guess that is so that they are ciphers for the audience, so that, like a video game character, you can put yourself on them, but we'll see as we get through it whether it's used for some other effect as well, or not for that effect at all, or what, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I think that's most of what I want to talk about here. Let's talk about versions. So I went searching for Oyasumi Punpun. Of course, I could read this on somewhere like Manga Dex or something like that, but I went over to the good old trusty Nya, and I searched Punpun, and there were a couple, and I downloaded a couple of them. And I looked at I'll show you now. I looked at this first frame. This is as much as I have looked at, so we will read it now. Punpun was just about too depressed to go to school that day. This was because the most popular girl in the class, Mio, had just moved to a different school. And I'll never forget the time I spent with everyone here. She looks horrifying. And that's Punpun? Punpun is little duck boy? Okay, cool. I looked at this page in this version, which is scanlated, and in another version, which is the omnibus version, the omnibus collection, where it's all smashed together into less tankobon volumes, and is not scanlated, is the official scans. And I liked this one immensely more. The wording is far less awkward, as far as I can tell, and I like it quite a bit more. I could be wrong as we go through. If people demand that I read the precise official omnibus version, then that's fine. But the naturalistic language that I see in this one, I think is better. So this is the version that I'm going to read. It is, you can see the scan later and all that jazz up here. But if you just search Punpun on Ya, it is the one with the most seeds. There you go. As well as that, I will mention something because it's a little bit of an I'm not sure moment here. The only manga readings that I've done on this channel have been JoJo's, and they've been in correlation with watching JoJo's. Watch the JoJo's, read the manga. Watch the JoJo's, read the manga. Watch the JoJo's, read the manga. And this is different. This is reading a manga. I don't know how copyright is going to work. I just don't know. I've had things go down for copyright in the JoJo's manga readings at some points. And I've had no issues with that since I've been cropping and fuzzing the corners, and that's been fine. So I'm probably going to default to doing the same thing. I'm going to try to put the material in the video right over here, if possible, and crop it down a little bit so that it doesn't trigger auto copyright stuff, and hopefully be able to argue any copyright issues that come up effectively. But we'll see. A lot of this is going to be play by ear. I don't know what my demeanor is going to be necessarily during these readings. You know, I have a sort of a specific way that I do the video reactions, and they go a certain way. I introduce things, I talk about it during the actual reaction, then I come out and I do a discussion. This will obviously be different because I'll be talking about things as they appear, as they come up. Unlike anime, where there's this time-bound section of 23 to 25 minutes where I just have to like start and go until then, I can talk about things as I please, as I want to. And so it's going to be a bit of a balancing act, figuring out how much of that you guys want to see and hear, whether me reading through various characters' lines is fun or annoying. It could be both to different people, and that's okay. I don't know that I'm going to try to make character voices for everything. It's not really my intent, but I might in some circumstances. Like, I can't look at this character and not come up with a voice for her, because again, there's such good characterization in the face that immediately I'm like, oh, that's what that character sounds like, that's what they are, and that's good, that's cool. So I'm just saying, bear with me, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm just here to have fun and read this manga, and I hope that you enjoy the process as we go through it, as stuttery and stumbly as it may be. So thanks for watching, thanks for joining me, and I will let you know that there will be just this version of this reaction thing, and you will be able to acquire early access to the next week's version of this reaction thing via the Patreon. There will be a link in the description to patreon.com/Teeaboo, and that's me, and that's the only way that I make money. It's the only way that I have money to buy food and tea and survive and live and continue living. And so if you would like me to continue making reactions to the anime stuff and reactions to the manga stuff and making this content and hopefully creating some fun value for you, then hit me up on the Patreon, throw me $1. It goes a long, 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 long way. Oh, yeah, I was going to mention, I bring it up now because money came up, but weird morning, woke up and started making my breakfast, and my landlord, who is my roommate, we all split the rent of this house that we live in, but I pay him effectively, right? He's my landlord, I pay him, and he is in charge of, like, he could kick me out if he wanted to be, right? Okay. But we are roommates, essentially. He and his essentially wife, and one of our other roommates were sitting around the kitchen table having breakfast and talking about finding a new house, finding a new place to live, because our actual landlord, the one who my landlord pays for the rent on this house, is raising the cost of the rent, which is kind of a dick move since this house is fully paid off and it's not like we're actually paying a mortgage or anything. They're raising the rent simply because they can. So we're looking for somewhere else, and it's tough because the landlord's not wrong in thinking that we're not going to be able to find a house of this size and this caliber for anything cheaper than what he's asking for. So there's the potential that we'll have to move soon, in the next few months, and that just sucks, but we're going to be keeping an eye out for new places. And if that doesn't happen, then there's a possibility that the guy that I pay is going to vacate his office, which is downstairs, which is a slightly smaller room than my room, but it's also slightly nicer, and it's further away from everything. It's a little bit quieter, and it's close to the internet. And then I would move into his office and vacate this room, and they could rent this room to somebody else, thus making it another person on the monthly rent, and that would make it easier for us to all manage it, yada yada. Anyway, this is sort of neither here nor there. It's just housekeeping stuff, but I brought it up because it's part of the stress of this morning. It's like, oh shit, I guess we gotta move. Honestly, I'm looking at this as an opportunity. I have a weird feeling like in the next couple of months, a really good opportunity to get a better house is gonna pop up, or at least a place with a landlord that's less of a dick. And I'm looking forward to it. I think we're gonna find something good, and if not, then we'll figure it out and we'll do a little shuffle, and everything will be fine anyway. Anyway. All that being said, it would be great in the interim to have enough income to not feel terrified, because being forced to move and being sort of up in the air in housing is deeply, deeply distressing to me. As I've talked about before, when it was happening under different circumstances, it's deeply distressing, and I would like to just start saving more money so that I can be a little bit safer. Anyway. That's really neither here nor there. I just wanted to talk. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Now I'm stalling. Okay, no more stalling. Let's read Punpun. So, I've got it up and ready to go. We're going to read it. I will try to edit it so that if there are like spreads or multi-frames or whatever, that they all show up and you'll be able to see it all. And I'll just do my best in the editing, and I'll do my best right now in the talking and the talking through. I don't know how deep or how interesting this is going to get, how quickly, and I don't know how much we're going to read right now. This is our first interaction with this manga, and so it might go slowly. We might stop every couple of pages to talk about stuff, and that's totally fine. If we only get through 1 or 2 chapters, that's okay with me. I think there are 12 chapters in this first volume, and this first volume is 232 total pages. So maybe we'll get halfway, maybe we'll get less than halfway. I think if we could read like the first 3 chapters, that might be good enough for today. Anything beyond that, we'll consider gravy. Doing a full volume in a day is going to be tough just because of the amount of talking that I think we're going to do. So, I don't have any particular prediction on how far we're going to get, but we're just going to start, and we're going to keep going. And we'll stop, and we'll start again next week. So, let's get into Goodnight Punpun, finally. Sorry for the long intro. It's the first intro. I got to do a long one. What are you going to do? Let's get into it. Chapter 1, page 1, Oyasumi Punpun. A city landscape. Really pretty backgrounds, really pretty landscapes, and a teensy little bird boy off in the tiniest bottom left corner. Hey, buddy. All right. Punpun was just about too depressed to go to school that day. This was because the most popular girl in class, Mio, had just moved to a different school. I'll never forget the time I spent when we were here. Be friends and be lively. Genki. His memories of Mio began a year ago when he found her behind the school feeding gravel to the class punching bag Yoshikawa. Oh, she's literally shoving fucking gravel. Wow, elementary school panty shot in the first 2 pages. Please no. I trust you, Asano, but please no. Feeding gravel. This is just our little secret, okay? And he's blushing, sweating. It was the first and only time either of them had spoken a word to each other, but Punpun decided that he liked Mio. Uh-oh. Oh no. Punpun. Why? She seems deeply abusive and terrifying. Is he into that? Does he no, he's a child. Okay. Has he been abused? That's my first indication, right? My first inclination is like if somebody sees someone else sees put it differently, if a person of one gender sees a person of the gender that they are probably attracted to being abusive, deeply abusive, and they like feel a feeling about that, my immediate indication is that they were probably abused by the person who is a parent of them, who is of that same gender, right? That it just tracks to me. Okay, does Punpun have an abusive mother? Or father? Also, just to say, God, this face is so fucked up. The teeth being all, gross. I don't much like this look on this teacher either. The sort of smile and clap thing, I immediately get a vibe off of him. Again, this is Asano being able to evoke things with characterization, with just facial expressions. But I get this vibe from this teacher where he's just like happy-go-lucky and is the kind of teacher who's like, I'll be here for you kids all the time. And then you come to him with something serious. He's like, that didn't happen and I didn't see anything happen. It's like one of those. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll be great, but I got a vibe. Okay. Punpun decided that he liked Mio. Bad move, kid. Don't do that. Who knew how boring a Monday could be without Mio? Hey, you guys, do you know what sex is? What? What? Yeah, shh, keep it down. Okay, know what? Forget it. I'm not telling you. Do you know Punpun? Oh, he's so tiny. See, it's when a boy puts his thing in a girl's... It's not that scary. Oh, he goes over and hides in a corner. Holy shit. Okay. Everyone in your seats. Oh, wow. Yep, I've got that vibe from this guy. As you all know, our friend Mio Ota moved away last week. Is there a pun there? Mio Ota. I don't think of one. But now we have a new member of our class. Oh shit, she's cute. My name is Aiko Tanaka. I just moved here from Nerima. And shit. He's gonna fall in love, isn't he? Bomb! It was love at first sight. No, kid! Buddy! Oh, attachment issues? Ooh, we're only like 3 pages in. Well, now that we have our new student, I think we should have a test in first period. Just kidding. Blah, 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 blah. Ha, ha, ha. Wow. Yeah, I was right about this guy. Shite. Oh, no. However, I would like you all to write an essay about your dreams. It will help introduce yourself to Aiko. If you don't finish today, you get to do it for homework. Yay! Okay. So we got a dream assignment. Is he asking about like your dreams for the future or your dreams? I think dreams for the future. And you know, dreams aren't limited to what you want to be when you grow up. Oh, what a frame. What a nose pick in the foreground. Hell yeah. Everybody wants to do something when they get bigger, right? The bigger the dream, the better. The bigger the dream, the better, folks. I thought it was the bigger the dream, the better the folks. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. You know why? Because dreams are free, but they're not more important than being aware of your own limitations and financial outlook. Otherwise, you'll be setting yourself up for a very painful adulthood. Ding dong, ding dong. Ooh, there's some juice here. Okay. My first thought is when the teacher says everybody wants to do something when they get bigger, right? My first thought is no, that's not true at all. Lots of people have no idea what they want to do. And as a person who has been in that state, assignments like this are horrifying and awful because they just indicate to you that you're fucked because you have no idea what you want to do. And you get your whole class coming up and being like, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a firefighter. And you're like, I want to be happy, I think. I don't want to do what my dad does. He doesn't seem happy. I want to be in a relationship where I don't yell at each other every night because that's what my parents do. That's basically my goal. And you don't write that down. You can't write that down. And then, the bigger the dream, the better, folks. One thing. You know why? Because dreams are free, but they're not more important than being aware of your own limitations and financial outlook. Otherwise, you'll be setting yourself up for a very painful adulthood. That's dark. Dream big, dreams are free, but dream within your station. Dream within what you can accomplish. Now, this is very different from the concept of good goal setting, like SMART goals. So I'll pull it up just so that I don't mess up the acronym SMART. Goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound are the things. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So this sounds like when he's saying, it's not more important than being aware of your own limitations and financial outlook. It sounds like that achievable portion, right? When you set a goal, you want to make sure that the goal is potentially achievable, that you actually have a possibility of doing it. Otherwise, why would you set that as a goal for yourself? That's foolish. You don't set a goal of being like, I want to be the first man on the moon. It's like, well, too bad, motherfucker. It's happened. And you don't set a goal that's like, I want to make $7 billion. Technically achievable? Maybe. Likely? No. No, sorry. Or goals like, I want to become a Hollywood A-list celebrity. Well, how are you going to do that? How? It's possible, potentially. But is it measurable and achievable? Not so much. But that's not what this guy's saying. This guy, builds up his class and then chops them down. Is like, build all the biggest dreams that you want, but not too big. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. It's just bad. This is bad teaching. I don't like this teacher. Okay, anyway. Of course, Punpun's focus in this moment is on this girl. Boom, and we're outside. Boom, and she's outside. Hey, why do you keep following me around? I'll tell the police. Sorry. Oh, and he freaks out and falls over. Sorry. I was just kidding. You're in my class, aren't you? Do you go home this way? Want to walk together? Aiko gave off. I'm going to try to predict what he's going to say because I have no idea. I see a vibe of innocence from her so far, and potentially naivete. Now, that doesn't indicate that she's actually innocent or naive, but that's the vibe. Partly because of her character design. Young, classic haircut, little gapped tooth makes her look younger. The little blush, the flat nose, it all makes her look young. Gave off just the faintest trace of a nice smell. Oh, okay. Well, boy's in it. Did you finish writing your essay? I did it right away. It was easy. I already know I want to be an actress, a singer, or a model. Fuck! God damn it, Aiko. No, why do you have to make it so hard? Guess what? In a few years, the oil will run out and the environment will collapse, and we won't be able to live on Earth anymore. Ho ho! Yeah. So we'll have to colonize other stars, or humanity will go extinct. Extinct. Oh, colonize. It's actually doing her voice. Go extinct, right? Because that's a very child way of saying something like that. That makes sense. Did you know that? No, we're all doomed? Interesting. Our daddies are trying to figure out how to survive, but I think there's no escaping from extinction. That's why I'm going to do everything when I'm a teenager, make lots of money, and spend it all in my 20s. Oh, wait. Sorry, this is where I have to say bye. Say. See you tomorrow? Cosmo Health Center? What the fuck? What is this? What is this shit? Is she in a cult? Like what? Punpun found himself completely blown away. What could this Nerima town that Aiko had lived in be like? It must be amazing. Punpun began to wonder what kind of adult he would be. He soon lost his way home and was in danger of crying, but he held back his tears. Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, and here's the pitch. Punyama, Punpun Papa, Punpun Mama, and Punpun. Okay, so he is Punpun Punyama, is his name? All right, sure. It's a base hit. That's right. Run, run. Wait, was that his dad? Yeah. Punpun actually wanted to be a baseball player when he grew up. Now this is how the Giants win games. He had never played baseball before, but he knew how much his dad loved watching baseball on TV. Sometimes he would wonder to himself, is that really the same thing as wanting to do something? Right, he's lost. He has no direction. Wanting to do something. Heh. And on this topic, really? That's actually his line? After a game like that, a man needs to break out his slugger in bed. Wow. You calling your dick a slugger? Doubt it, dude. Doubt it, buddy. Really doubt you got a Louisville slugger down there. Get me a beer, wife. There's none left. None left? Oh, well, shit. Here we are. Okay, well, okay. None left? Don't you tell me there's none left, you bitch. Well. This seems like a healthy relationship dynamic. /S. So, classic stuff. We got a baseball-watching sports boy father who goes to work and wears a pompadour and a mustache, and immediately blows up at his wife for things that are not his fault, not her fault. And this is, of course, Punpun's living environment and familial environment. Okay, well, this hits hard. This was not anywhere near the dynamic in my home. My father was nowhere ever near like this. Nor necessarily was my mother. They didn't fight in this way. They were much more conniving about it, which is worse, maybe. I know there's some fucking beer in the fridge. Get me some now, woman. No, I mean there's none left for you tonight. I bought that beer with my own money, you whore. You've been unemployed for an entire year. You fucking slut. I turned down that transfer out of town for the family's sake. How was I supposed to know they were going to fire me? Isn't a man's wife supposed to support his decisions? Why don't you recognize the love I give you? Punpun was somewhat used to this. Yeah, I can fucking tell. This seems normal. This seems like the daily. So, look, there's no need to impeach this behavior here, or to be like, well, clearly his father's an abusive, potentially alcoholic individual with anger issues. This is certainly a house where violence is present, emotional, verbal, and probably physical. I mean, we see a cup being thrown, so definitely physical, 100%. So that's bad. Now, clearly they're in a tough situation, but like, it doesn't justify this. It's obvious that these are two individuals who don't understand the concept of a relationship being built to fight against the world together, as opposed to fighting each other. Oh man, you got to be able to transition a fight into not a fight, but you can't when somebody's volatile like this. You just can't. This is really bad. This is a really bad start. And it immediately, like, the first thing that I thought as soon as he was like, I like Miho. It's like, well, there's abuse in your house, isn't there, huh? You're looking for someone who exhibits patterns of behavior similar to the parents who don't show you love, and you're trying to find love from them. Yikes. Yikes. Now, I have a question is, does his mother have an abusive side, or is she a wet noodle or doormat? And my follow-up question to that one is, if his mother is a wet noodle or doormat, is his crushing on Aiko because she exhibits the same sort of behavioral tendencies? Is she somewhat similar? Possible. Let's find out. So he decided to pray to God by chanting, Dear God, tinkle tinkle oi, God would have what the fuck? I'm sorry, what? I just saw the rest of this page and I'm real confused now. Dear God, tinkle tinkle hoy, God would appear. He had been taught this trick by Uncle Yuichi, who lived in Ofuna, who we see there in the hat, I think. Boink, and there he is. Dee! So that's a photo that's been edited. Is that Inyo Asano? I gotta find out. No, Inyo Asano has dyed blonde hair and is a thin man with a thin face. Who is face god Punpun? I have to. Nobody. I don't know. I know that this is a picture. I don't know who it is. Who is god face god picture? All right, Afro god design origin. It's Asano's friend's photo run through a filter, listed as Kumatsuto, and it is a nickname or an alias. Okay, cool. So it's not Asano. And there he is. Byoink. All right. Cool. What do you ask of God, Punpun? Punpun asked God his question. Is there any way for mom and dad to be nice to each other again? You know, pal, God's getting kind of tired of this topic. Anything else you want to ask? Sorry, bro. I don't have an answer for that one. Outlook unclear. What kind of a grown-up will I be? He mused. You can take your time to think about that. All the possibilities of the world are before you. If you say what I just said to little kids when you grow up and mean it, you are a bad, bad man. All the possibilities of the world are before you. This is bad advice. Yeah. Punpun. All right, we get an interruption. Is it mom? Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your homework. Who is this? Oh, she's got a giant bump on her head. Oh, wait, that's dad, isn't it? Because the pompadour? Weird. Okay. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your homework. I wanted to give you a present, actually. It's a telescope. Ain't that sweet? Ain't that sweet? I just happened to win it playing the slut. I got it from a friend of mine named Pachinko. Now you can look through this and be so close to the stars you can touch them. Thanks, friend. See that big triangle in the east this time of year? The star on top is Vega in the Lyra constellation. Now, Vega is 27 light years away from Earth. That means the light you see from it is from 27 years ago. What? Can you see Nerima from here? Nerima's a bit too close, I think. A man's got to keep his eye on something huge. Okay, so I've never had anything to do with outer space in my life, but dreams, passion, that stuff is real. Suddenly, Punpun understood. Ding! That's it. I'll study outer space. I'll get real smart and be a space scientist. Then I'll make it so mankind can colonize the stars. Bringing it back to Aiko. Okay. Class 5, Punpun Punyama. My dream is to grow up and study outer space. When I'm an adult, I want to be a space scientist. Then I will find a way to help mankind colonize the stars. That means I have to get good grades and get into a good college. Space is very big. It is much bigger than Japan, so when I become a scientist and people can't survive here anymore, we can use space shuttles and rockets to live on all different planets. Nice! That seems like a really cool thing to do. Shuka, 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 shuka. I hope you did all your homework, Punpun. After that, just maybe, Aiko will actually fall in love with me. Maybe. Beep, 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 beep. Thump, 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 thump. Hello, good morning, and... Ah, shit. Everything's fucked. Punpun, I've got bad news. A robber snuck into our house. Wait. Is she alive? Punpun, I'm telling the truth. A robber really did sneak into the house. You believe me, don't you? Not really. I believe that you're down here and Mother is injured, potentially dead. And we just get 2 frames of Punpun walking around outside, and that's the end of the chapter. Oh boy! That started off quickly. All right, let's keep going. So, end of chapter. We're on to chapter 2. In the end, Punpun did not go to school that day. The policeman asked him many questions over and over until it was nearly evening. Punpun, come on, let's go home. Oh, Uncle Yuichi came from Oofuna to get him. Uncle Yuichi was his mom's brother, and he lived in Oofuna with Grandma. They said she'll be all right. She just needs to stay in the hospital for a while. But don't worry, I'll live with you until she gets out. About time my unemployment comes in handy for something. Haha, yeah, that's not really funny. All right, I'm okay with Uncle Ofuna so far. We'll see. Oh boy, this place is a mess. It's too bad. I know your dad's a good man at heart. Want to play a little game before we clean up? Angle moi. What? What the fuck? I'm just looking up that word. That's it comes up as Angkor Record of Mongol Invasion, a historical Mongol series, manga series. I have no idea. The next day, Punpun went to school like he always did. Oh, hiya, Punpun. Good morning. As you might have guessed, Aiko was already the talk of the class because she cute. Hello, class. Good morning. First period is Japanese on a normal day. Blah, blah, blah. Punpun, do you have the essay you wrote for homework yesterday? The question came so suddenly that Punpun was taken quite aback. We took all morning yesterday reading our papers. Now it's your turn to read for the class, Punpun. Oh, what's wrong? You're not going to say you didn't do it, are you? Whoa, what? You're supposed to do your homework. Do it. It doesn't matter what else happens. You have to do it. Holy shit, what? Everyone has their own problems. It's not right to give anyone special treatment. That wouldn't be fair, would it? But what the hell is fair anyway? Would you goddamn kids stop getting so goddamn uppity, man? Yeah. Teacher, I think Punpun actually did write his essay yesterday. Just kidding. Okay. Can somebody fire this man? Like, holy shit, what a flip-flop. Mr. Vice Principal. What is it, Mr. Principal? Aren't you bored? Let's play hide and seek. What? What? You are on, sir. Then we must determine who it will be. Bam! Punpun's dream is to be a space scientist and help humanity colonize the stars. Punpun was very confident in his brilliant plan. But, so then, what kind of plan do you have for the future? But what if someone in the class made fun of him and said he couldn't do it? Oh, dear Aiko is watching. Just that horrible thought filled Punpun with a dread and terrible shame. A terrible dread and shame. Come on, Punpun, announce it to everyone, nice and loud. Oh no! My dream is to become a normal salaryman and have a normal family. Punpun lied. Pop, zoop. Hey, Punpun. Foof. Pata, pita, 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 pita. Ready? Oh my god, these faces. What the... Oh my god, he's right there. What the... What the fuck, Asano? What the actual... What the fuck, man? Punpun sure was acting weird. My mom said it was because of the you-know-what. I wonder if we can cheer him up somehow. Because, like, his dad's in jail, right? He's suspected of assault. I didn't know what to say to him this morning. Me neither. Why not just act like normal? What was normal again? It's hard to act normal sometimes. Ah, she finds it. Achoo! Eek! Terrifying the Vice Prince. All right, here we are. Eek! What is the matter, Mr. Mori? This is class time. Oh my god, what a face. Well, you see, one of my students seems to have run off. Punpun ruminated calmly. Maybe it would be impossible for him to colonize other stars. This frame is so weird. He wasn't even sure if he actually wanted to be a scientist anymore. Punpun, why did you lie to them? It's really cool that you want to be a scientist. You should just tell them. Tell them you're going to save us from extinction. You coward? You're scared they would make fun of you, aren't you? Let them say what they want. Anyone who only holds other people back is going to live an unhappy life. Who cares if you have a dream, right? It's hard enough to just live a normal life. Come on, let's go. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah, dude! Hell yeah, girl! Aiko's hand was soft and warm and so small, he thought. But most of all, Punpun thought, did not want to let go of it. And God is watching from the balcony. Weird. I can't tell if that's sinister. It feels sinister. Oh, it feels double sinister now. What the fuck is this? What is this? What am I looking at? I see solar flares. I see rain. I see things growing. I see a weird statue. And I see cells. What? Asada, what? What? Okay, those are hieroglyphs. Einstein. Corpses hanging from a tree. I don't know where. Person in space. The world from space. A single thought raced through Punpun's head. I might not be able to rescue everyone from extinction. Yeah? But at the very least, I want to save you from that fate. Oh? Why? Oh no. Oh no, is he gonna say? Oh no! Oh, buddy. Y'all met 2 days ago. Because I love you. Wanna know what love is? Ooh, that's a... She gets a shock, and then a smile, and then, oh, a little kiss? You naughty boy. Oh. Ooh. Punpun making moves. Punpun, my guy. Hey, not bad. Thump, 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 thump. Teacher, I found Punpun. What the fuck is this? Oh, singing class. If my wish is to be granted. Okay. Punpun couldn't even look in Aiko's direction for the rest of the day. Punpun, if you don't pay attention to the song, the teacher's gonna put you in a headlock. Okay. Is it normal in Japanese schools to threaten corporal punishment? Because I don't think so. I feel like no. The frantic beating of his heart refused to calm. Wow, what the fuck? Why is... man, these faces are weird. It was so bad that Punpun was afraid he would take off into flight. Punpun! Oh boy. We're having a porno flick showing at Shimi's house this Sunday. PFS. Ding! Well, I think I should be going now. I do have a meeting with a lawyer to see to. I hope you'll continue your great work with Punpun's education. This is a parent-teacher conference? Yeah. We appreciate your trouble, sir. No, not at all. Everyone has trouble in life, like it or not. That's the third time that's been brought up. Everybody has problems. Everyone has struggles. And it's been brought up in different circumstances. It's been brought up by like, well, I guess everybody has trouble. It's been brought up by some people to minimize the trouble of others. And it's been brought up by people to minimize the trouble of themselves, right? Like, problems are happening to me. Well, I guess everyone has problems. Problems are happening to someone else saying, well, I guess everyone has problems is minimalizing their problems, right? You're saying, well, everybody has problems, so yours don't matter. Interesting. It's just something that nobody can escape. And he walks down the way, hears the voices. I want to spread my wings to the wide open sky and fly away, the sky of freedom far away from sadness. I want to flap my wings. I still dream about the same things I dreamt as a child. At this moment, Punpun received a faint but real sensation. Of course, as he was a child, it was absolutely new to Punpun. Is it a boner? Is it an erection? I'll bet. No. But he felt that he might be fated to end up with Aiko. Ooh, boy. I've felt that feeling before. And then I found out she had a boyfriend. It's true story. Happened just a couple months ago. Man. It was weird. It was really weird. Oh. Seemed really flirtatious and really interested, too. Beautiful, beautiful girl that I met at the gym. Initially, she came over and talked to me, asked me how to, like, I was doing an exercise, and she asked me if I could teach her. I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't expect this. Certainly, she introduced herself. We started talking, saw her, like, over and over at the gym, had a rapport going, talked. Got her digits, we're talking, and eventually things just start getting weird, so I asked her what's up, and she's like, sorry, I have a boyfriend, I don't want to lead you on. It's like, well, shit, maybe you should have mentioned that when I first directly asked you for your number, and indicated direct interest. God, whatever. Anyway, I felt that fated feeling and it didn't go well. So while I wish the best for Punpun here, I've had the experience of being like, damn, there's some energy here. This could work. And no, no. Hey, maybe, we'll see in given time. We will find out. Might be fated to end up with Aiko. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. Wonder what those threads are supposed to be. Oh, just chilling in a window. All right, that's the end of the chapter. Onward we go, chapter 4. Today was a special day, a very, very fun special day. Morning, Punpun, will you help me unpack? After talking with your mom, we decided I'll be staying here for a while. Partly to help you, and partly because Grandpa and Grandma don't want me living off savings in their house anymore. Fair enough. How about this, Punpun? Why don't you carry the little parts to Punpun Papa's room? Hip? Huh? Oh, right. Of course. We don't want to make it hard on your dad when he comes back. Oh, hi, Mama. Hello, bandaged up Mama. Sister, Punpun came all this way to see you. Don't you have anything to say? Another person there. She doesn't speak. She doesn't say anything. Is she damaged? Is there concussion or brain damage? Miss Punyama has nothing to fear from her forehead injury. We gave her a few stitches on the back of her head where she hit the ground, but there should be no brain damage. Good. Okay, that was my question. We'll give her a precision scan, but I don't foresee any trouble. In fact, she's a bit too lively. She keeps complaining that we don't give her enough food or that she's bored at night. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry that she's giving you trouble. Ooh, is this Mrs. Punyama? Oh, that is a cute nurse. Is this Mrs. Punyama's son? Don't worry, your mommy will be out of here in no time. Oh, Uncle Bia. Uncle's a bit lecherous, isn't he? I mean, I would glance at I'll be real. I'm not gonna lie about this. If a cute nurse walked in and bent over in front of me, I would take a look. But it indicates something about the uncle in this circumstance and about me. It's true. I am a hot-blooded young man, and I would look at that butt. I would do it. I would. I will not lie about it. As it happened, Punpun did not really like his mother. Interesting. True, she's a moody person. All she did was bug him about doing his homework, brushing his teeth, taking his bath, cleaning his room, and on and on. Punpun hoped she wouldn't be coming home quite yet. Okay, this is a classic. I identify with this pretty heavily. Mothers nag. It's part of what they do. It's part of what they do. We never really saw that in his mother, so it's impossible for us to say at this point how bad this was. The way that he lists it out is very childish. It's very like, bug him about doing his homework, right? All the things that he needs to do. She's trying to make sure that her kid is doing the things that he needs to do. Fully reasonable. But it can be a lot more than that. And so the feeling that Punpun has, the feeling that a child may have of being smothered, not a recognized number, of being smothered by a parent, especially a mother. It's usually the mother, I think. Very real thing. Very real thing. Very, very real thing. Especially, like, this is a stereotype, but it's a true stereotype. It's a stereotype for a reason. There's an archetypal Jewish mother, and that's what I grew up with. And that's far beyond just telling you to do all the things you need to do. The nagging gets really serious. Like, the nagging from my mother was not acceptable. And I'll be clear and delineate it from what Punpun is doing. What we hear from Punpun or from the narrator or whatever, the narration boxes here, this is all reasonable stuff from a mother. Going far beyond that, like significantly micromanaging someone's life, can be deeply destructive and an indication of a lot of different types of personality disorders from the parent. This doesn't seem bad, though, but reasonable for him to have this feeling. Self-destructive, not helpful for him to have this feeling, but reasonable still. No, I really insist, Father. You must accept my money. No. It's okay, it's cool. I couldn't take payment from my son-in-law. Save that money for when the baby comes. Whose house are we at? Oh, right, I want to give you something. Hang on a sec. Mutter. Who are these people? Dad's really changed. He's a total doting grandpa now. He used to be so stubborn and angry all the time. Maybe he's just lonely now after Mom died. Aha, found him. I traveled the country and gathered all these safe birth charms. Go on, honey, keep them for good luck. I don't know how all those gods are going to feel about this. Itadakima, or, thanks for the food. You're getting up there, Dad. You can't work too hard on your own, all right? You can come and live with us anytime you're ready. Hey, don't make fun of me. I'm still a working man. Shunk, herk. What the fuck? Takes a pill, downs it with beer. Okay. Listen up, ladies. The food we're showing you today protects against any illness. Is this the... Okay, watch and remember how to cook this meal and you'll live long, guaranteed. What is this thing with the pill? And then, who is that? The woman who's, like, just dead in here. Huh. It's not my fault if your husband lives to be 100, though. Ha ha ha. Uncle Yuichi has something to do. Can you make it home on your own, Punpun? What is it? You want allowance for making it home by yourself? You little opportunist. When do you think Dad will come home? Punpun asked. Well, that's a good question. I don't really know what the answer is. Do you think if I ask God, he'll come home soon? By saying, dear God, tinkle, tinkle, oi? Tink. He doesn't remember it. Dear God, tinkle, tinkle, oi. It's the spell you taught me 3 years ago, Uncle Yuichi. Oh, tinkle. Of course. Right, tinkle, tinkle. Well, here, buy yourself a popsicle on the way home. Nice. Fuck yeah, I got a popsicle. God, huh? Did God create man, or did man create God? I don't really care either way. Oh well. Humans are just... No, I should stop right there. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, honey, I should do. Who are you? Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Lick, lick, lick. You wint! Ding, ding, ding. So is he talking to a prostitute? That's my assumption here. Oh, honey, I should do. That's my assumption here, but I don't know. All right, seems like a new day. Walking with the kids. Going to Shimizu's. This is chapter 5, and this is the sexy video showing or whatever. So sorry guys, we have to cancel the PFS today. My VCR is broken, and my mom's coming home soon, and my stomach kind of hurts. Fucking bullshit, kid. I'm not lying, okay? I really do have the video in my room. It's just not today, that's all. What the fuck? Stupid Shimizu, he was lying again. I bet he never had the video in the first place. Come on, guys, you can't say that without knowing the truth. Like before, he said I could shoot Kamehameha. What a retard, right? But he kept swearing he could do it, so I made him show me at the Panda Park. Hello, Panda. Did he do it? Of course he couldn't do it. He was lying. He stood there for like a whole hour, and then he started crying. He said he wasn't feeling good. This sucks. Now my Saturday is wasted. What do you think we should... What do you think? Should we do the PMSA? I can't take it anymore. Let's stop playing with Shimizu. Porno Mag Search Alliance? Wow. All right, so we're going to do magazines instead. Great. What are you doing, Punpun? You have to join me. Boing, boing. What the fuck? I actually don't know what he's doing. Found one. Are you serious? Oh, here we go. Something Man Club, Lick'em and Stick'em, Hot Shots, Extreme Centerfold, Ahsoka Yoshida. Is that a real person? Yeah. Oh shit. I mean, it might not be the one that they're indicating, but that is a JAV actress for sure. Ew, gross. It's all dirty and crumpled, and maybe stained. Hey, at least we found one. Come on, Harumin. Don't you want to see pics of people doing it? Oh boy. What's an orgasm? Doesn't this pre-ejaculate look like the specium laser from Ultraman? What's that white stuff on the girl's face? There you are, boys. Uh-oh. What are you doing? Real girls? You better not be doing something gross. And she's here. It's my dear Aiko. Shut up. You're just girls. Go somewhere else. Why are you hiding something? We're making plans to travel somewhere for summer vacation, and kids aren't allowed to travel on their own, right? So we're doing it in secret, right, Punpun? Sure. A vacation sounds really nice. I wish I could go somewhere really far away. Remember I said a thing? It was like, is he looking for something in Aiko that's like his mom? When a character says, I want to go somewhere really far away, I'm going to predict that in the next 5 chapters, we find out that Aiko is mildly suicidal and hates everything. That's my guess. All right. You shouldn't believe what these boys say. You know what? I hate boys. Let's leave these losers behind. We don't want to miss the reruns of Shimutaka's drama, a parody on Kimutaka, or Takuya Kimura, a pop star member of the boy band SMAP. If it turns out you were lying, you'll be in big trouble. You wouldn't lie, would you, Punpun? Oh, right to the heart. Shot through the heart. Pre-ejaculate orgasm beam. Nice, nailed it. All right, and Yuichi Onodera gets added on, not a Punpun, and we're eating stuff. Well, I tried out my cheese fondue experiment, but it feels like I'm eating nothing at all. On the other hand, the sense of unfulfillment is kind of endearing. The experiment was a success, and Punpun imagines the girl on the front cover of that magazine. Oh boy. Wow, it's a psychedelic sex trip. She's opening her legs, begging you to look. But it's all of the sexualization. There's God in multiple places. All of it becoming, and this like mitotic cellular structure, this full acid trip styled thing that's blending the face of his dear Aiko in with the pornography that he's seen. Okay, Inyo Asano has taken LSD. I guarantee it. That's a hard guarantee for you. I guarantee it. I guarantee it because I have seen that almost exactly. It was actually I was on a psychedelic. It may have been LSD. It may have been mushrooms at the time. This was years ago. I was in college, and I remember I was doing random things. I was just hanging out, listening to music, spent some of the day outside. It got colder, got nighttime, went back inside. And one of the things that happens on those psychedelics is you get vasoconstriction. All your blood vessels get tightened up. And that can be uncomfortable. It can lead to a feeling of like tingling or coldness in your fingertips. And then, of course, when you're on a psychedelic, every feeling is massively blown out of proportion. So that feeling can be really, really weird. I just felt chilly, so I wanted to take a hot shower, and so I did. And I went into the shower and I took a nice hot shower, and it was lovely. The feeling of like hot water beating all over your skin and being in steam is utterly overwhelming when your brain is on overdrive. But it was literally like orgasm level feeling. Or like experience throughout my entire fucking body, which is crazy. But the visual aspect of it, you close your eyes when you're under the shower. When I would close my eyes, would be like this, very much like this panel. Swirling, insane psychedelic trip stuff, the usual. And then it was every element of that psychedelia matched together and locked together like an Escher drawing where all the things are locked in together and it's a repeating pattern, that kind of thing, were pornographic images that I had seen. And it was because of the near sexual experience of being in the shower. But it was an orgy of pornography that was in my brain and had been there. And it's one of the reasons that I, for a large part, stopped watching porn, like, completely. Even now, I very rarely look at pornographic material ever. I just don't do it. And that's part of the reason for it, is because I had a weird experience. And blended in with those pornographic experiences, linked in the same part of the brain, I assume, were the women that I've had crushes on or had relationships with. The ones that I have slept with and the ones that I never did sleep with. First high school girlfriend where it never went that direction, or somebody that I dated or went on one date with and was really into, but it didn't work out, or things like that, or somebody I had a crush on in school. Literally this, right? Literally an amalgamation of that sexual sense and that personal sense, where the faces and the sexual stuff were all merged and warped together. And of course, in this circumstance, the Russell indicates that Punpun is masturbating here. Punpun is experiencing, probably for his first time, sexuality and attraction. And this confused, warped structure of sexuality and interest and weird colors and ideas, and I assume that this is an exploration or an indication of that ejaculation that we were talking about, and the ideas of sex and porn that he's been talking about with his friends all come to the foreground in this moment. That's a really cool frame. Inio Asano knows what he's drawing really clearly. Like, this is the way that brain works. I don't know how old this kid is. I'd assume 10 to 13, somewhere in there. 10 to 15, maybe? No, younger. Maybe 8 to 14? Right around 10, probably. Thud, thump, thump, flop. And he falls out of his bed. And there's a little... Ah! The fuck is that? Ah! What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Okay, I think we'll read one more chapter. Ah! Ugh. Wipe. Oh, it's God on the face of the lady. Ugh. And Punpun understood. A piece of my brain just shot out of my wiener. He could not be more right in how wrong he is. He could not be more right in this wrongness. Not possible. It's so accurate. Especially in like post-nut clarity. It's just like, oh, a piece of my brain's gone. Whoa. Weird. Crazy. That's crazy, kid. A medical compendium? Well, yes, I do, but why? Does a person die if their brain melts? Asked Punpun. Yes, almost certainly. I've never heard of such a thing, but I suppose it would be lethal. Can your brain melt and shoot out of a funny place on your body? Asked Punpun bravely. Aha, I see. I think I get what you're talking about. Don't worry, Punpun, you'll be fine. You see, Punpun, there are many things in the world that you don't know about. I can give you some books if you'd like to brush up. Home Medicine Encyclopedia. And some other stuff. Punpun couldn't read the tricky words, so he just flipped through all the pictures. Ooh, skin cancer. Ooh, vaginas. Ooh, boot holes. Oh, no. What a fucking view. Oh, that's so funny. I do recall that the first time that I saw an image of female genitalia, I thought it was very weird looking. Of course, I was like really young at this point. I thought it was very strange looking. But this idea of like, prepare to meet your doom. Suddenly, he felt a great anxiety. Guess what? We'll have to colonize other stars or humanity will go extinct. See, a man's got to keep his eye on something huge. Dreams, passion, that stuff is real. Punpun had forgotten all about the telescope since the day he got it. That star just moved. What could make you so excited you started drooling, Punpun? Even for a kid, this lack of self-control is appalling. You saw a moving star? I don't see such a thing. It was probably just a satellite. Could it be a new type of star I just discovered? No, dude. No. Yeah, this could be a great discovery. If it's a new star, well, we'll have to call it Punpunia. Do you think I could win a Nobel Prize? Well, aren't you greedy? Punpun was positively ecstatic. If he won the Nobel Prize, he could certainly become a space scientist, and she would love him for sure, right? He could use the prize money to build a house on Punpunia and colonize it with Aiko. I'll buy every game console. I'll even get the dog Mom never let me have. And if there's money left over, I'll make another house for Mom and Dad, a really tiny one. In his agitation, Punpun forgot all about bedtime. I'll have to tell Aiko all about my plan. I have to tell Dad about it, too. I'm sure they'll all tell me how smart and great I am. Fucking weird. Ugh. Okay. They're reading a thing. It's about a band. I don't care. She looks over at Punpun. He looks over at her. She looks over there. Eek! What? Punpun got under his leg. Eek! Indeed. Punpun was finding it very difficult to speak to Aiko. You guys, come quick. Look at Harumin. What? Oh, he's confessing. Or being confessed to. Sweet. Good job, little buddy. Oh, shit, I want to read more. All right, we'll do one more. Well, No. No, we won't. Okay, no, we won't. Sorry. This is great, but I think this is where we need to end because we're about halfway through the volume. We're 124 pages in. This is actually going quite quickly, I think, in terms of the flow of everything. And part of that is because there are a lot of pages that are just visual and nothing else, and they're cool, and the landscapes and the style is very cool, but you know, they just express a thing, and we look through it, and it expresses everything. Absolutely, the standout to me is the expressions on character faces, and it makes me very intrigued that Asano chose to have a main character who has essentially an expressionless face. Really intriguing. Punpun has a harsh life right now and is in a difficult position. Punpun also seems self-destructive in a way that reminds me a little bit of the main character in Aoi Hono, or Blue Blazes, which we watched on OVAdrive, which is a live-action show. That character who was, like, oddly self-destructive in certain ways reminds me of that somewhat. I'm really intrigued. I don't know if I'm pretty sure that this manga ran for multiple years, so I think we follow Punpun through life further, and that's really interesting, like watching the growing up. So we're just in childhood, and that means that what we're doing is doing like establishing events and like where Punpun is coming from, and that will probably shape the way that we view this character as they move forward. I'm really interested in it. So far, I'm really impressed by the writing of children. I think it's really, 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 really easy to write children either as though they're adults, which is very frequent in manga and anime and light novels, or to write them as though they're like caricatures of children. Here, I see children being written as children. We get the conflict between boys and girls, the awkwardness of talking to somebody, the weird, like, figuring out sexuality and all of that stuff. It's good. It's good. There's insight here. Asano indicates through this piece of work a pretty deep insight into the soul of a child. And I'm really excited to see things go horribly wrong because that's where this is headed, right? Now, maybe not individual events that'll cause horrible wrongness, but like I think things are going to spiral out of control here for Punpun relatively soon. Already they have, right? He's in a broken home. His father's in prison. His uncle, who is clearly, like, he seems like a good dude, and he's close to Punpun, but could be all sorts of problems with his uncle. Like, there could be all sorts of problems with this guy. We just don't know. But he's trying. He's trying to be there for Punpun himself, and that's great. That's great. I don't know. I'm really interested in this story so far. I like the art. I think there's already been a ton to talk about, and it's been really interesting. I like the characterization so far a lot. The family dynamics are on point. The school dynamics are on point. The character faces are nutty, just nutty. And overall, the manga feels really, really good. Really high quality. So I'm super excited to continue reading more, but I'm also going to stop for today and call this our first reading of Oyasumi Punpun and ask that you come and join me on the journey as we move forward into the future to read more and more and more of this manga. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be also awful, but I think we can have fun with the awfulness of it, and that's really, really good. That's really, really good. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been the first reading of Oyasumi Punpun. We've made it 121 pages into Volume 1, about 5 chapters in, and I think that's a perfect place to leave off. So I will see you all next week for the next reading of the manga, when we'll probably finish up the volume. And if you'd like to acquire next week's manga reading slightly early, by slightly I mean a full week early, you can get it a full week early by throwing $5 to me via the Patreon. If that seems worth it to you, it's worth so much to me. It's worth so much to me. Those dollars make such a huge difference, and thank you immensely and seriously to all of those of you who do support me and have for the last months and years. You're the only reason that I can continue doing this at all, and I love you all so much, so very much for it. So thank you all so much. And I'll see you next time for more Punpun. Good night, YouTube. No, I'm not going with that. Peace.